Now, I think, like Paul, I think that one just has to move forward and look at the Tower Street kind of in the rearview mirror. So, one of the thorny issues about the Actors Centre was often the narrowness of its representation. And now I think reimagines itself. It seems to me that one needs to increase the width of that representation front and centre, and particularly for those who are economically disadvantaged or disadvantaged in whatever way. And like people who can't go to the drama school because it's so expensive. So I was thinking about that, and I spoke to someone, a student of mine, bizarrely, from way back when at Central, and then someone who'd also come into the Actors Centre and done a workshop with me, where we were exploring ideas of non-traditional casting, but within a traditional framework. Anyway, so my feeling is that as one moves forward, there need to be ambassadors who will help with that task. And to kick this off, I spoke to my friend Danny Sapani, and he has agreed to be one of those people, to sponsor, say, 5 potential Actors Centre members that he would pick and mentor on that journey to begin an idea of broadening the representation and having people who are, less white and middle class, frankly. Now, I was going to say a few words about how I think one could look at stuff. And I've changed the word strands to fibres, only because strand has been used so much. So I think the fibres of the new Actors Centre it seems to me there are 3 of them. One is the immediate short term, and that then would lead into the longer term, and then that would all be supported by the third fibre, which is a kind of utopian cradle. So the immediate short term would be, how do I get the job and improve my chances? That would lead into the longer term, which is A, refreshing skills, B, developing new skills, and C, training as a drama school substitute for those who it's simply not possible. I think that one needs to have, as Kate said, a kind of nurturing and adventurous community, which is both practical and utopian. And that the initial balance of the first, let's call it a season of classes, should lean into the practical. My own belief is that the utopian ultimately nourishes and enriches the practical. So for the immediate short term, it's going to be about daily life. Getting in the room, Zoom audition prep, CV skills, audition prep, self-taping, someone suggested use of facility plus theme partner, getting an agent, social media pitfalls and virtues, website, camera skills, technical facilitation, voiceover skills, games, commercial, showcase work, side hustles, tax, nuts and bolts. Then in the longer term, the sense of it being a social centre, even if it is in what used to be the drill hall or over the reject shop, which it used to be at too. But that would be acting, scene study, specific playwright-based, acting for TV, for film, voice, knowing your voice, accent work, idiolect and techniques, the IPA, that's not the bitter, but the International Phonetic Alphabet. Singing for auditions and for development. Movement was never a big seller, but perhaps tap for fitness. Masterclasses, observed work with specific directors doing practical stuff rather than just talking about their life and art. Utopian is really the support of the larger group, the community, who are broadly like-minded, who give support to the struggle, the day-to-day challenges of subsisting as an actor, who have shared artistic values, but not necessarily shared aesthetics. Stuff that you can do at the Actors Centre you couldn't do outside. Experimental work, on text, on assembly, collage. Non-showcase work. Actor, director, the process towards the event being the goal, not the individual. Even though the Actors Centre was about individuals, actually if you can abandon the idea of the individual brilliance becomes a byproduct of your struggle towards the event. And so my hope would be that gradually the brand of this revitalised Actors Centre would shift in a way that the member, through their experiences there, becomes more interesting to the potential employer, and perhaps more importantly, to the potential future collaborator. That's my spiel.